India 2 wins away from retaining the ICC Cricket World Cup after storming into the semi-finals with a huge win over Bangladesh at the MCG today. India put on a commanding 302 on the board, but it wasn't always convincing as Bangladesh had them 126 for 3 after 30 overs. Rohit Sharma's 137 and Suresh Raina's 65 got the momentum going. India's bowlers kept picking wickets regularly and the result was never in doubt. The Tigers bowled out for 193. Umesh Yadav picked up 4 for 31 as India made it 11 World Cup wins in a row and gave Dhoni his 100th ODI win as captain. A comprehensive win for India at the end though. There were a few shaky moments earlier on, but once India had runs on the board, the bowlers were never going to concede 303. For the 7th match in this World Cup, India dismissed the opposition and Mohammad Shami now is the leading wicket taker in the World Cup with 17 wickets, while Umesh Yadav has 14.
Rohit and Raina, they batted well. Rohit, the reason being, wickets kept falling on the other side and still he kept himself very calm. His strike rate dropped, but still he knew if he's there and if he plays maximum number of overs, he can definitely score and score at a good pace. Raina, we all know, he's a natural stroke maker. I think what's important for us is, we have scored runs in all the games, whether we have batted first or chased, and still we don't have our batsmen in the top 5 run scorers list for the World Cup, which means, everybody has chipped in, everybody has contributed. Which is a good position to be in, especially in the knockout stages. And we'll have to keep repeating what we have been doing, as simple as that.
I'm very glad of him because when he hit the first ball to the fence, I thought he will be playing a big game today. And I'm very glad about him.
I would like to congratulate Team India led by Mr. Dhoni for winning in quarter-final and making it to semi-finals. The team is doing very well and we will definitely win in semi-finals also.
And that brings us to our talking point tonight. Can nobody stop the Dhoni juggernaut for the second time? Joining us on this panel, Krishnamachari Srikanth, former Indian captain and chief of selectors with me in the studio. Chris Harris, former New Zealand cricketer. Good evening to both of you. And also with us from Kolkata, Kishore Bhimani, sports commentator. Good evening to you too, sir. Chris Harris, 7 wins in 7 games and 70 wickets. There's a look of invincibility about this team.
Yeah, they've played brilliantly. And if you look about where they've come from just before this World Cup, obviously they played in Australia. And it was a different story over there. So they've certainly improved their fielding, their bowling. They've always been a great batting side. So for me, the most improvement has been their seam bowlers and their fielding. Can anyone stop them? I'm sure Australia, perhaps New Zealand will be hoping that they can. But they've certainly been phenomenal in this World Cup. And for someone to beat them, they're going to have to play a pretty good game.
Chris Srikanth, you've been on these debates when the team was chosen. We had our doubts. 2 months back, nobody would have given this team this kind of confidence, the same chance after they performed so poorly down under.
No, not exactly. I think just before the tournament, yes. When they tried series against England and Australia, India struggled, yes. But if you look at it, everybody universally said the 4 teams that will be in the semi-finals are India, Australia, South Africa and New Zealand. I think everybody expected India to be in the New Zealand. What I like about today's game especially is Rohit Sharma coming back to form. I mean, the way he played, the way he caught his 100 was simply amazing. That goes to show, man, Rohit Sharma is back to form. His class act. All cricketing shots, brilliant. The only 2 points of concern before the match was Rohit Sharma's batting and then Ravindra Jadeja's bowling capabilities or all-round capabilities, sorry. And Ravindra Jadeja today played a brilliant cameo, bowled well, fielded well. So if you see the overall thing, as Dhoni said very rightly in his television interview, now everything is set. 1 to 11, everybody's performing. What more do you want? I mean, there are black caps. The guy sitting next to me from New Zealand all the way from Christchurch, he thinks or fancies the chance of New Zealand coming up. But then, man, we are playing in India. This Indian side against under Dhoni is simply, I would say, fantastic. Yes, the main match will be India versus Australia because I expect Australia to beat Pakistan tomorrow. That will be the game to really watch.
All right. Mr. Bhimani, it seems Dhoni has got every aspect worked out to perfection, from opening bowlers to opening batsmen. Things seem to be in near perfect condition for this team.
Well, may I put it this way, Palke? I don't think we should get carried away with the 7 wins in a row bit. Today we were in the easier half, the easier group. The other group had Australia and New Zealand. We had a great win over South Africa. As for the others, Pakistan is an incomplete team. Bangladesh, well, they are aspirants, they are hard triers, they are tigers, fine. But they are in a different level to us. Until we meet either Australia or New Zealand, I won't be convinced that this is a great side. I remember the 83 side where Srikanth was very much part of it, where a whole lot of youngsters and what you would call not superstars, people like Kirti Azad, people like Madan Lal, people like Govinda Ramannath, Roger Binney, these people, they all pulled their weight and we won that tournament. Today what is happening is we don't have any superstars. We don't have the kind of Sehwag and Gambhir and Tendulkar who won the 2011 World Cup. And therein lies the great credit to this particular team, to Dhoni's leadership, to Ravi Shastri's directorship, to the coach. They have pulled their weight in a very nice way. But I wouldn't like to be carried away when we talk about the juggernaut, can Dhoni's juggernaut be stopped? I will be convinced only when India comes up against Australia. We have not looked convincing either in the tri-series or in the matches against Australia before that. And until we face Mitchell Johnson, until we face Stark, until we make runs against them and get their batsmen like Maxwell, I will hold my horses and not go overboard. I won't let my heart rule my head.
Okay, so a word of caution there, but Chris Srikanth, this is all very subjective. Which is the best team, which was it? As long as it's a winning team, it is a good team. And he said there are no superstars, but it seems there are a lot of committed professional players who've gone to the field and are there to win it.
Yeah, the one good thing about this team, I think, as Kishore touched on that point very well, is it's a bunch of young lads. I think that's one thing. What I like about these guys have been motivated by Dhoni's spirited captaincy. In all fairness, you have to give it to Dhoni there. Today he won the 100th one-day international, which is an amazing record. Now, the spirit of the team is good. See, it's all about the positive energy. The energy of the team is good. Cricket is all about energy, the positive energy, the positive outlook. Now, the way we played against South Africa, for example, is a very strong side, one of the strong contenders for the World Cup. The way we beat them convincingly, I mean, the way we fielded the day against South Africa, I just go back to the South Africa game, because what Kishore said is right. All the other games are all, okay, fine. Bangladesh, all of us knew it's going to be a cake for us. West Indies was a little bit of glitch for us, but we still knew we are a much better side. We are a much better side than Pakistan. But the game against South Africa, which is what I go back to, that's the game. What this team has done very well is they've planned their entire, process very well. They have the plans ready. For example, against Chris Gayle, they knew they'll work out with a short ball. And suddenly the medium pacers are bowling well. Shami with his high arm action, where the ball's skidding and seaming, he's not moving, he's seaming, he's proving to be dangerous. Because the medium pacers are getting those early wickets, you're putting pressure on the opposition. And the fielding against South Africa was much better than South Africa. Right. I think these are the aspects that makes India look deadly today. Yes, I also said it, I go with Kishore. We'll have to wait for the the Australia match, which is going to be the match for us. Right.
So you're saying that they more than make up for the lack of superstars by their strategy that is in place. Chris Harris, he mentioned fielding. Chris Srikanth mentioned fielding just a moment back. And that's one factor that we should raise before batting or bowling, perhaps. India's fielding has never been so good.
No, it's been exceptional. And dare I say it, India generally is not renowned for their fielding.
Excuse me.
And you know that better than I do. But what I love about this team is they're so well led by Dhoni, who I think has been a little bit of an inspiration in the field today. His fielding today was outstanding. He took, I think, 4 catches, and 2 of them were brilliant. One diving to his left. And you don't often see MS Dhoni showing emotion. And today, after he took that brilliant one-handed catch, he jumped up in the air and there's this big smile. And that, to me, is infectious, and it goes through the team. And he led by example. He said, this is the standard I'm setting in the field, so everyone else follow me. And Jadeja as well, a brilliant run-out. And the thing I loved about that run-out was the fact that Yadav, the fast bowler, because fast bowlers can be lazy sometimes, he got back to the wickets, and that enabled them to effect that run-out. And those little things, and when the Indians chased to the boundary, all of a sudden there's 2 or 3 people chasing it. There was another one where Jadeja dived into the rope, flicked it back, and there was another Indian player right there to throw the ball back. And so there's a really good team spirit, a good unity, and that's why they're fielding so good, because they're led well, they're young players, they're prepared to dive around, which is a little bit unusual as well, and they're a great fielding side. And I think if they are going to win this World Cup, their fielding is going to play a very important role.
Right.
Actually, adding on to what he said, Palki, is just 1 minute, is the athleticism. You see, everybody's become very athletic suddenly.
Right.
You see a Rohit Sharma, you have a Virat Kohli, you have a Rahane, you have a Jadeja. And all these guys have terrific arms, don't forget that.
Right.
In the good old days, we couldn't throw from the 90 yards. Today, a guy like, Mohit Sharma or Umesh Yadav throws the ball like a bullet.
Right.
And you saw how many runners against South Africa. De Villiers got it for a direct hit. The concept of direct hit, hitting the stumps with just one stump from a point regional or a mid-wicket area was never seen. And that's the difference today.
Right. We're going to take this discussion forward. We've discussed fielding, but batting and bowling remain. But CNN-IBN also got the move of the day for you. Here's Chris earlier in the day on Bangladeshi cricketers Taksin Ahmed and Mashraf Mortaza's chest bump gone wrong. We'll take a break. Do take a look at this.
It's time now for a very short break here on Kings of Cricket. I'll try and get these guys to practice their chest bumping till we come back. Stay right there. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to pay attention. They are doing it for the second time. The Bangladeshis didn't get it right. This is the chest bumping. Don't hurt each other. Remember, we've got a post-match show to do. Go for it. The moment we do, we get away.
Come on, man. India, New Zealand, fun.
Take it away.